Okay, boys and girls, now last time we were at Dear Juno, and we talked about a reading strategy called Making Inferences. And today we're going to learn a new reading strategy, and that reading strategy is called Making Connections. And this teaching strategy is really important because the more teaching strategies that we have, the better readers we'll be. And just think about this, we'll be able to add this reading strategy onto our toolbox of strategies. So as I read this book to you today, I'm going to show you how to make connections. And if you make any connections as well, we'll write them on our chart that's called Making Connections. Now the book that we're going to read today is called First Day Jitters. And just looking at this book, I've already made a connection. And if you make a connection today, use your hand and make a C to show that you also make a connection. First Day Jitters, I've already made a connection, definitely, because I'm looking at this and I do the same thing when I know the first day of school. I circle it on my calendar, and sometimes I look just like she does. I'm kind of nervous about it. Even as a teacher, I still get nervous. So let's read this together. First Day Jitters. First Day Jitters. Sarah dear, time to get out of bed, Mr. Hartwell said, poking his head through the bedroom doorway. You don't want to miss the first day of school. You don't want to miss the first day at your new school, do you? I'm not going, said Sarah, and pulled the covers over her head. Of course you're going, honey, said Mrs. Hartwell, as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade. Oh, I've made another connection. On Saturday mornings when I used to live with my parents, my dad always came in every single morning and snapped up the shade and said, oh, get out of bed. You got to do something today. You've got a whole day. The day's wasting. He used to do that every Saturday. And you know what? I actually do that by myself now. I actually get up on Saturdays. Does anybody have a connection? Jamie, you have a connection?
I have a dog.
You have a dog? Oh my gosh, I used to have a dog too. You know, sometimes making connections reminds us and helps us understand books a lot better. It helps us understand them more deeply. That's great. Thank you for sharing that. Let's go on. No, I'm not. I don't want to start all over again. I hate my new school, Sarah said. She tumbled down to the end of her bed. How can you say you hate your new school, sweetheart? Mr. Hartwell chuckled. You've never been there before. Don't worry. You'd like your other school. You liked your other school. You'll like this one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet. That's just it. I don't know anybody, and it'll be hard, and I just hate it. That's all. I've made another connection here. When I was in school, when I was in elementary school, I had to go to a new school, and I didn't know a lot of the students there, and I was so nervous. I didn't know anybody at all. And I didn't want to go to school either. But you know what? I'm so glad that I did go, because I made so many new friends, and I learned so many new things, and everybody was so nice. Just like you all are friends. In my class, we were all friends too. Does anybody else have a connection? Okay, let's move on. What will everyone think if you aren't here? We told them you were coming. They will think that I am lucky, and they will wish that they were at home in bed like me, Mr. Hartwell sighed. Sarah Jane Hartwell, I'm not playing this silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes. Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom. She fumbled into her clothes. My head hurts, she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. Mr. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast and her lunchbox. Ooh, you have a connection, Jamie?
My dad makes my lunch too.
Oh, that's such a good connection. You know what? When I was in school, my parents made my lunch too. I really miss that because guess now what? I have to make my own lunch. I really miss that. Thank you for sharing that, Jamie. They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. They drove down the street. She couldn't breathe. And then they were there. I feel sick, said Sarah weakly. Nonsense, said Mr. Hartwell. You'll love your new school once you get started. Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton. Sarah stumbled down in her seat. slumped down in her seat. And you know what? I made another connection. Because sometimes when I feel so nervous, I also feel very sick. My stomach gets all in knots and my hands get a little sweaty and I get so nervous. But you know what? Sometimes after I push through those things, I feel so much better and so much more brave after I've done that. Does anybody else have a connection on this page? Okay, let's move on. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, "Class, I would like you to meet your new teacher, Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell." That was such a good book. I love that. I love that. It reminds me of a time when I came and I was a new teacher too. I was so nervous, but I made a connection. And you know what? So many of us today made so many good connections. And I know that as you read today in the reading workshop, you will also make connections to the books that you read. On the toolbox table, you'll find Post-it notes and pencils, and you can also make notes, just like I did as you're reading today. Make notes of what you connected with and what helped you understand the story a lot better and really connect on a deeper personal level. I'm so excited to hear all about the connections you'll make today. Now as we go, we're going to go in an order today. All students with blue shoes go first. All students with black shoes go next. And then everybody else. I look forward to conferencing with you.